Hello everyone and welcome back to Sarah's Stitch. This is episode 26. So thank you so much for coming back or popping into my video channel. My name is Sarah. I am 28 years old. I am a knitter who lives in Hoboken, New Jersey, which is just right across the river from Manhattan, where I am, forgot my job for a second, where I am an auditor during the day, and then I come home and I knit. And this is my little place here on YouTube where I can talk to all of you about my knits, my plans, all of that good stuff, because my friends and family will kill me if I keep just saying random things to them about knitting that they have no idea what I'm talking about. So today is Sunday, November 26th. It's Thanksgiving weekend. I'm back in Hoboken. I was down at my parents' for the weekend. If you celebrate Thanksgiving in the US or abroad, I hope you had a very lovely Thanksgiving. And if not, I hope you had a nice weekend. I think we're about ready to get started. Everything I mentioned should be in the description box down below, and as well as links to my Ravelry, my Instagram, local yarn shops, and indie dyers I mentioned. Anything I mentioned should be down below. If I forget anything, please just send me a comment and let me know, or send me a DM on Instagram. I think that's it. Subscribe if you like me or you want to see more. I have my winter plans video coming out very soon. I have my list all written out, so if you're looking forward to that, subscribe and turn on the notifications so you'll get notified when I post it, because I'm not sure when that'll make it out. But let's get started. I will start with what I'm wearing, which I don't know if anyone's gonna ask, but it is not hand knit. It is a sweater from Ella Bean from like the 80s that I stole from my mom. But it's like it's a cozy Sunday here. I'm in leggings in this, so it's just an oversized, I don't know if the cables will come out, like tealy green cable with some embroidery. Yeah, there's some embroidery and some color work on the bottom as well, but it's very I feel like it looks like the era it came from, but it's super cozy, and it's actually one of the few like old sweaters of my mom's that I have from Ella Bean that are not itchy, so love that for us. All right, on to finished objects. I have two sets of finished objects today. So the first, I do not have any picture, I don't have with me. I finished the rye socks I was knitting last time, and I gave them to my aunt as a birthday gift. So they have been mailed out to her, but I should be able to put a picture here-ish, I'm hoping. And they were knit out of a Homespun House soft sock DK in the Hogwarts at Christmas 2022 sock set color, I want to say. It's either 22 or 21. I think it's 22 though. And let me turn the heat off. I feel like that's going to be too annoying. All right. The fan will turn off in a second. Sorry if it's annoying in the meantime. So yes, Homespun House DK Harry Potter Christmas color, and I did 44 stitches on the leg, or on the, like for the foot, or the sock. The full sock was 44 stitches around, and I knit it on 3.25 millimeter DPNs. So I think that's it. I did 2 rounds of the contrast color at the cuff, and then finished the cuff in the main color, and then just did the heel and the toe in the contrast as well, which I love the contrast. I don't know if I have a picture of it like up close, but it looks like it's so fun. It's like so fun and Christmassy with like the cream and then the green and red speckles. Like chef's kiss Christmas from Molly, as always. She is Christmas queen. And then the other pair of socks I have, these are for my dad. These were part of the sock tube acquisition-ish that I had over the summer. So this yarn is from Tasmania. So let me show you the socks first. So the main color yarn is from Tasmania. which he got when he was there on a trip with his friend. I believe the company is called White Gum Wool, something like that. I don't remember the colorway, but this is what it looks like. It's very like, it's a fun like boy camo-y color. And I had a tube cranked in this yarn in 72 stitches and then made socks after that. So the contrast I used for both of them, obviously both these ends still need to be dealt with because I did not bring a needle home over the weekend, but the contrast color, which I think looks actually like really good with it for it not being the plan originally, is More Molly of A Homespun House, and the color is barley, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it's barley. And I just had a 50-gram half skein of this that I bought from her, and I did the umbrella toe on as the toes. This is from Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. She has it in a bunch of her patterns. I think the pattern I pulled it from was a crunkled socks. And then I also did, well, I'll back up. The toe is from the umbrella socks pattern, but the pattern is written toe up, and I was not doing toe up. So I pulled the umbrella toe from the crunkled socks pattern, which also has it, but that's cuffed down. And then the heel, I did the umbrella heel, and that I just pulled right from the umbrella sock pattern for a cut in heel, afterthought heel, whatever. And then I did 1x1 rib with Judy's stretchy bind off, and I think I did the rib for like 18 rows or so. So these are for my dad. I just have to weave the ends in as usual. And those are all of my finished objects. So moving on to whips, I guess we'll start from most complete to least complete. I don't have that many today, which is interesting, but I guess I've made a lot of progress on the ones I've touched. So first up, which should be getting finished hopefully today, depending on Amazon, is my dad's Marius. So as you can see, hopefully, we have sleeves on, we have attached, successfully steeked, and I just need to pick up the neckband and knit the ribbing, sew it down, and then it will be all done and ready for him for this winter, which I'm so excited about. I'm so happy I finally finished it. I'm happy steeking is done with. It was a little terrifying. I used a sewing machine and sewed. I found a video on YouTube and I followed it, but then I didn't think through that the person that was doing the tutorial had a much wider gauge than I did. So where they put the needle in the tutorial, I should have put mine like further over so I had more stitches to catch. So some of my threads are a little short. So I went back and sewed them again, like a little bit over from my original sew line, just so they had extra reinforcing. Hopefully it doesn't fall apart on my poor father. But this is it. He loves it. Fits him perfectly. He tried it on over the weekend. Yeah. So this, I know, I've literally been talking about this for a year, I think. So I'm so glad I'm done with it. But it is the Marius number 3 from this, sorry for the crinkles, from this Sandusgarn pattern book, which I think is just called Mr. Sandusgarn. And the pattern is number 3 Marius. I'll show that without showing everything. Number 3 Marius. I'm really hoping that focused. Probably not. Hello, anyone? There we go. And I knit it out of Sisu, which is, I believe, what the pattern called for. So it is 3 colors of Sisu. The main color is just like the gray melange. I don't know if it's gray or dark gray, but it's a mid-tone gray. And then I have light gray is the light gray, and then the blue is I think it's dark blue. I know the color is 6062 because I had to order an extra skein of that for the second sleeve. I ran out about here, so I had to order more yarn. And I'm going to be doing the neckband in the blue as well because I think that'll look really nice with the shoulder seams being blue. It'll tie it in nicely. So that is almost done, which I'm very happy about. This is the first thing I made for my dad sweater wise. I've made him the socks I just showed you, and then I made him a pair of socks over the summer, but it was also from a tube, so it's kind of cheating. But as my mom so pleasantly said, is I've created a monster because now he is just searching nonstop for sweaters that he wants me to make, but is looking at like websites, like shopping websites, and it's like, can you make this? So it's gonna be a fun adventure knitting sweaters for him. I've already gotten my next one. He wants me to make him something similar to, I'll see if I can get a picture of it, this Ralph Lauren sweater that's kind of all over color work. And I had to explain to him, I'm like, okay, that's fine. If you want it quick, it needs to be DK, because no more fingering sweaters, please and thank you. 3.25. This was, so the pattern calls for this to be knit on 3mm needles, and I just, first of all, did not want to do that. Second of all, I was a little too tight on gauge. So I went up to 3.25mm needles because my gauge was off, but also so it would go a little bit faster. I don't think I ever want to do that again for someone that's not me. So I told him that DK only from now on. If he wants more sweaters, they'll have to be DK so I can knit them faster. I think I technically started this in March 2023. I had originally started a sleeve last November, and then I didn't work on it for like quite a few months, so I figured I would just restart, and just so my gauge was kind of more consistent. And I've kind of been working on this throughout the year, not really, but I don't really see any places where the gauge like drastically changed, especially on the body. The body's what definitely took the longest. I think the sleeves I did in a month or two maybe, but the body was, it was there for a while. So I'm glad that the gauge didn't have any issues, and I think that is all I have to say about that. If you have or want to get this Sandusgarn pattern book, I would just caution you that I think it's kind of well known that it's, first of all, it's in a magazine book situation, so the space is limited. So it's not super instruction heavy in like how to do everything. Also, it's I think Scandinavian patterns in general just don't have a ton of hand holding. So if you're new or beginner, I would definitely say take it with a grain of salt, because it might just be like, for the most part it was fine for me, but like steeking, I've never done that before, and it just does steek stitches. And I should have done this, but I forgot. I think I should have cast on like 5 stitches for the steeking section, and then it would have made an armpit and also like a clear delineation of where I should steek. I didn't, and I think that you're in general supposed to. I think that was like, I didn't say that in the pattern, so maybe it's not like an always guaranteed thing, but I've seen a few other patterns like Skandir and a few others that have said in their own patterns to cast on 5 stitches and just alternate colors like every other for what you're holding. And I think that would have been helpful in the steeking process to kind of have a more defined line of where to sew, where to cut, rather than for this, I just kind of, I could see where the pattern didn't match up perfectly because it had said restart the pattern on either side, like either beginning for the front and the back. But so you could see the pattern was a little off where the arms were supposed to be sewn in, but it was just a little more stress inducing than I would have liked. But other than that, I think it was all pretty clear. I think if you really want to do it, you can do it. It just might require a little bit of background research on YouTube like I had to do. All right, next in terms of doneness, I have, this has had a lot of, I think this has had a lot of progress, or this is completely new to you. I can't remember if I had started this or not last time. I don't think I had. So this is the Celeste sweater for my mom that I'm making, and it is quite on its way to being a sweater. I don't feel like standing up, but it is. I have one sleeve done. I've got, I think, like 6-ish more inches on the body before I can start the ribbing, and I am halfway done with this sleeve before the ribbing. So it's moving and grooving. And I am making this for my mom. The pattern is the Celeste sweater by Petite Knit. And I am knitting this all out of Senescarn. The main color is, everything is pure Gint except the red. The main color is, here we go, this. It is called like gray melange, I think. And I believe this specific light gray is a Petite Knit specific color, and the color number is 1021. And then I'll just get up and close and personal because I don't feel like getting the balls for the other colors. I talked about them last time, but this is what the yoke looks like. So the white is bright white and it's color 1001. And then there's a mid-tone gray, which I believe is 1053. And the dark gray is called Smoke, and it is 1088 is the color number. And then the red is Senescarn Smart, because the red I wanted is either, or maybe Mother Knitter doesn't stock it anymore. They were just out of the red I wanted. I wanted like a very cranberry Christmassy red, which I think I got. I'd like to think I got. And it's called Wine Red. They were out of this color Wine Red on the Mother Knitter website, and in store I had called them to like see if they could help me put together a color palette. And it was like definitely a wine red, like a purpley wine red, not a Christmassy cranberry red. So I looked on the website to see if there was any reds I liked better than like True Red or the wine red, in Double Sunday, Merino Wool, and Smart. And I wound up going with Smart because I think Smart is the same composition as Pure Gint. It's just superwash. So that's what I went with. And they had the original wine red that I was looking for. So it kind of felt like a no-brainer. So that's what I got. I think I'm knitting a size small, sorry. And this is, I think, ball 8 of 10 of the main color. So I'm getting towards the end, which is nice. And this has not taken me long at all to do. I started this, I was looking at Ravelry earlier, and I started this November 12th. So it's like actually, it's really going quickly, which is nice. And what else? I'm doing a size small. I'm following the recommended needle sizes. So the ribbing is all knit on 3.5 millimeter needles. The color work was knit on 4.5 millimeters, and then the body is on 4s. And I think the only modification I've made so far is I just did twisted rib for all of the ribbing, just because my mom doesn't have any, and I love the way twisted rib looks. I think it looks, for me specifically, maybe it's just my crummy rib, I feel like twisted rib looks a lot neater with a lot less effort. So I wanted to do twisted rib, and I could not find my small circumference 3.5 millimeter needles when I was doing the ribbing last night for the sleeve. So I did it on DPNs, and I don't know if you'll be able to see or not. Hopefully you can, but I do have a bit of a ladder just on these two sides. I don't have one on the other middle. It's just on like the two sides of the sleeve, like if I had done magic loop, I guess, kind of, but I don't think it's that noticeable, so I'm not like that upset about it. I think it's just noticeable to me because I'm the knitter, but you can like definitely see it, I think. I don't know, maybe not. I feel like I can definitely see it. It might block out too, who knows, but anything else? Oh, the other modification, I did not do the full, oh gosh, I'm tangled. Didn't do the full turtleneck on the top just because my mom loves her a good turtleneck. However, she also loves soft things. And while I think Pure Gin is like next to skin soft, I don't think my mom would. So I did not do a high neck for her in this sweater because I did not think she would appreciate it as much as if she did not have one. When I've made her sweaters, I think, so I've made her 2 sweaters so far that she has. This is gonna be the 3rd. And the first one I made for her was the Ravelry, and I made it out of a homespun house. And it has a gray collar on the top. I'll see if I can put a picture. I have a really cute picture of her wearing it. But she will only wear it with a turtleneck because she's afraid she's gonna get it dirty. Which it's like adorably sweet and also frustrating. Like, it's not gonna get dirty. Like, it'll be fine, it'll wash out. I can make you another sweater, it's fine, not the end of the world. Her Ingrid, she does not wear turtlenecks with. I think it's because it's technically a lower neckline. I think the Ingrid kind of is more like traditionally crew than the Ravelry, which was kind of, it's not like mock neck like this, but it definitely is like where my tank top is. So she does not wear a turtleneck with the Ingrid, but I know she's going to be wearing a turtleneck with this. So I didn't want to make her have to have double turtlenecks on, and I knew she would probably wear it more if it was lower neckline. So that is that. I'm making it a lot longer than what petite knit calls for in the pattern because my mom is very tall and her limbs are very long. So the sleeve, I think that petite knit calls for is about 16 inches for the size I'm making. And my mom, her Ravelry is, which is what we're basing the measurements of this off of, is 19.5 inches. So I knit the sleeve to be 19 inches and I'm expecting it to grow a little bit when I block it, just because the yoke I think is gonna relax out a little bit and kind of pull it down. And then the body's probably gonna be like 4 inches longer probably than what petite knit calls for. I honestly don't know what she calls for off the top of my head. I think it's 50 centimeters plus maybe 8 centimeters of ribbing. So almost 60 centimeters in back length. And I don't know how long my mom's sweater is. I just know that I had to knit 10 inches from this green stitch marker to the bottom. So I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth between inches and centimeters. I look at patterns in centimeters, but my brother measured my mom's sweater in inches, so I'm going back and forth. But yeah, so I think I have about like 3.5 inches from the green stitch marker to here. So I'm gonna do about another 3.5 inches. And then the pattern has 3 inches of ribbing, I think, at the bottom. So that is the plan. I'm hoping to give this to my mom next weekend. So when I'm down there, I'm gonna basket cross with her. We're making baskets. But I'm hoping I can finish it by then so I don't have to mail it down to her, because I think she would love to have this for when we go away for Christmas. And it's ridiculous to mail her a sweater when I live an hour away. So, and I'm going to be down there. So the goal is to get this done hopefully by next weekend. If I can't block it, I will block it down there, but I'm hoping I can get it done and blocked before I go down there on Friday. I think that is it for the Celeste. I have a lot of ends to weave in. See, I don't know if anyone cares to see the floats, but I'll show you the floats anyway, I guess. This is what the floats look like. It's a very easy colorwork pattern if anyone wants to try it. I think there's no rows where there's 3 colors, and it's all, there's like no catching, actually you might want to catch floats like just on this very bottom section where you can see it's like every 5, but I honestly didn't, and I think it was fine. But that's really the only place that you might have to worry about catching floats. catching floats everywhere else. It's either one every other or every like 3. So you would need to catch floats. I think it's a very good beginner color work pattern in that sense. And also if you use Pure Gint, it's a good color work yarn because it's so grippy since it's non-superwash. So it'll make everything look better than it may be in another yarn if you're new to color work. And what else? Oh, because you're changing colors so much, I think it kept me engaged, so I assume it will keep other people engaged too. Like especially newer color work people, it'll kind of be like, it's like stripes kind of. You're like, there's only like 5 or 6 rows of each color combo. So like, oh, white and red, oh, gray and red, oh, gray and dark gray. Like it goes by super quick. I think I knit the whole yoke in like 2 days, maybe even less. So it's very addictive. Highly recommend. I think I'm going to be making one for myself too. I don't know when because the sweater plans are growing quicker than I can knit them at the moment, but yes. So that is the Celeste. And now my only other work in progress at the moment is something I don't think many people have seen since December, maybe January. And this is my Monday sweater, also by Petite Knit. I started this last Christmas. Did not make it very far because I was getting frustrated with when I could knit and couldn't knit on it. But I'm knitting it out of Woolberry Fiber Company, and these are the 2 colors I'm using. The top Surrey, so these are both from the mystery box last year. This is from the red one. I also got the beige with the tan neutral colored one, and I have a sweater quantity in that too that I have not yet made. But so the top Surrey is speckled, and it is, what is it called? Winter Cocktail or something like that. And then the sock is Festive, which Bethany just had like the November rewind colors were reds, and she had flannel, Festive, and I think rustic. So it's like all of her big reds. So I have all 3 of them, but I saw that and I was like, oh, I should finish my sweater. The sweater is nowhere close to being done, so I figured I would work on it and still have the fun getting dye all over my hands dilemma, which I am okay with now. However, I just have to be mindful of when I'm working on it and what I'm going to be working on after, because I think it's the Surrey, but it tends to stain my hands for a day or 2 after I work on it. So I can't work on this and then this because the bottom, like the gray would absolutely be turning pink if I was working on it. So I have to be strategic about when I knit it, what I'm wearing, and where I'm knitting. But this is where we're at with this. It's all bunched up on a needle, so I'm sorry, but I am like 10 rows away from the sleeve split, and I am knitting this pattern. I'm knitting size small, and I'm using Licca 4mm needles. You can see there. I don't know if you can tell there, like even the needles are a little, like definitely this one. They're like a little pink. So everything is just a little pink from this, which is fine. And what else? It feels so good. I can't wait to wear this. I think what I'm going to do with this is, I haven't read that far into the pattern, so I don't know if this is the case or not, but knowing Petite Knit patterns, I'm assuming there's going to be sleeve decreases. I'm not going to do them. I'm going to do like a balloon sleeve situation and then do rapid decreases right before the ribbing. So it kind of mimics the balloon sweater sleeves, because I saw Chelsea, I don't know if it was like her last podcast or the one before, but she finished her balloon sweater and the sleeves are amazing. I love them. So that's what I want out of this, and I think I'll have more than enough yarn to do it. And then I don't have to count rows for sleeves. I just have to count how many, or I don't have to count how many decreases I do. I just have to count the number of rows, which is still counting, but that is my plan for that. I think it's going to be my December knit on top of all of my Advents, which I don't have many Advents this year. I just have socks, which I'm happy about because it's not nearly as much knitting to knit a couple pairs of socks over the course of Advent than a whole project. So I think that the Monday sweater and my Woolberry December sweater box are going to be my December projects. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to make with the December project or with the December yarn. I'm thinking the sweater number 9 light, again, because Chelsea made hers she made a sweater number 9 and it looked so comfy, cozy, and also gorgeous with like the light speckling. And I have the speckled yarn from Bethany for this sweater box. I think she gave an option for a speckled or a solid or a tonal, and I got the speckled. I think I'm going to do the light because I have 7 skeins of DK, so I'm gonna have a lot left over, or I'm going to see if I can get Gage holding it double, and maybe I'll do just the original sweater number 9, because that would use up definitely a lot more yarn. Go a lot faster because I think that's on 7mm needles, which would be lovely, but I can't decide. So maybe I'll gauge swatch again. Maybe I'll wrap up the year with doing gauge swatches. But I think that is it for me. I don't have any acquisitions with me currently. I did do a good bit of Black Friday shopping and small business Saturday shopping. So as those come in, I will show them on the podcast. I got some yarn from Molly like over the weekend, and she's updating her Christmas yarns tomorrow, which I'm so excited for, and I will be buying more of. But I got a couple skeins from Molly of Gold Stellina just to do heels, cuffs, and toes for my Advent socks. And then I think I got a sock set from her too. I got a lot of yarn from Bethany with the Christmas holiday update. And then, what else did I get? I think that's it, but I'm getting Sorella yarn on Friday for the Gilmore Girls. I need Stars Hollow because my Wednesday sweater I have from her was modeled off after the District Knitters Wednesday sweater that was Stars Hollow, held with Filcolano Peruvian Highland wool. And the way I need that it's actually concerning how much I need that sweater in my life. So I'm definitely getting that. I think I'm gonna get I think it's Emily Gilmore in DK for my mom for a pair of socks. I think that's what she wanted. But yeah, so next time I see you, it will be Christmas. I mean, clearly we're already in Christmas spirits here, but it will be December next time I film, I think, unless I can get my winter plans video up and filmed sooner than I'm thinking. But I'm so excited for Christmas. I'm so excited for Advent. I have a cozy knitter sock set. I have 2 Freckled Whimsies, and then I have 50 grams of last year's cozy knitter that will be going to my mom. So I think I mentioned this last time, but the Advent plan this year is and I have my socks. So I have last year's cozy knitter Advent, which I have traditionally been doing the following year. I'll use the leftovers and make my mom a pair of socks with that marled with like a cream or beige, so it's DK because she's a DK sock lady, which is huge for me because it's so much faster. So I have that. I have this year's cozy knitter, which I don't think I'm going to pre-split into skeins. I think I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing of my mom will get the 22, I will get 23. Next year my mom will get 23 and I will have 24. And then I have Freckled Whimsy. I hope they're done down there. Freckled Whimsy, a DK Advent for my mom with the contrast color that came with it. And I've already peeked at the Freckled Whimsy I've already peeked at, and it is, I cannot wait to cast it on. I think I might actually cast it on if I finish this. If I finish the sleeve tonight, I'm definitely gonna cast it on. I'll put it like that. And then I have a fingering weight one for myself in Freckled Whimsy, and then I think that's it for what I have in Advent stuff. But I got Bethany could just say, like, high, and I would just give her all of my money. If anyone is a collective member, I literally just like 20 minutes ago, Bethany posted the collective colors for December. 2 sweater quantities. Sign me up. Please and thank you. That blue, gorgeous. The speckle it's rude. It's just rude that she would make a yarn that beautiful. So there will be at least 2 sweater quantities of that purchased and a sock set. So I can have my full year of Woolberry sock sets. But I have the winter December book box from her too, which is I think it's a book and 4 skeins of yarn that you open as you read the book. And I think it's a holiday themed book. So it would be rude not to also knit that at the same time, but we will see if I can get around to all of that. I'm definitely think I'm prioritizing this and the Advent socks for now, and the sweater number 9 or 9 light, depending on how I can gauge swatch that one up. But I think that's priority, and then I'll figure out what I'm bringing with me on vacation when we get closer. But that is it for now. I hope you're all well. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this, I don't even know how long video. And I'm glad I feel like I'm back on a filming schedule, which makes me happy. So I hope it makes you guys happy as well. And I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I hope you're nice and cozy, staying warm, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.